Do you think about why do I stutter? Right. I always used to think about this question. I grew up with stuttering, and this was the question always in my mind. Why am I stuttering? And what's causing my stutter? And it was frustrating living with stuttering. It was embarrassing. You feel guilty. Well, I felt guilty. I felt ashamed. And a lot of the times I felt helpless. And because it's so frustrating, right? You know what to say. It's in your mind and you want to say it. You're clear on it. But then when you start speaking, words don't come out. You start stuttering. You're having blocks and you're having an emotional meltdown. Yeah, that is what I used to go through. So I used to always ask myself, why do I stutter? What's causing it? And a lot of my friends used to ask me this question as well. Hey, Reggie, why are you stuttering? From the research that I've read and having spoken to speech therapists over so many years, uh, stuttering is like two or three sources of stuttering, and we're not 100% sure on what causes stuttering. But from what I've read and what I've been told, is stuttering is family related. So there would be somebody within your family that would have stuttering. I know for me, my uncle had stuttering and my dad had a little bit of a stutter, and obviously that got passed down to me. Lucky me. um, the second source, or the second reason of why people have stutter, is it's related to something in the genes. It's caused by something in the genes as well. So that's the second reason. And I also read that people who stutter have differences in brain area that's related to speaking when during speech, right? And I thought that was interesting. That caught me off guard, right? Because that's like saying my brain functions a little bit differently when I speak compared to other people. However, when I'm going to say something, I clearly know what I'm going to say. Yeah. I know that stuttering is a complex process within ourselves, right? It's very complex. Um, and and it looks so easy to do. But people with stuttering truly value and can appreciate the complexity of speech. I know I do. So that's the research that I read on what causes stuttering. Now, what triggers stuttering? What triggers my speech, right? So it's a question I asked myself because in the process or the journey that I went on to improve my stutter, it was a deep dive journey and I had to look at all areas of my life. And I started off with the question of what are the triggers of my speech or of my stutter. And once I was able to see the triggers, then I thought, okay, what can I control and what can't I control? So the triggers for me are the following that causes me to stutter. If I'm tired, right? If I'm lacking sleep, then the next day my stutter would increase. So I would try to make sure I get a good sleep. I know if I have poor nutrition, if I drink alcohol, and having a lifestyle where I'm just eating junk food a lot, that creates an internal environment for me where it just triggers my stutter more. It's I don't know why that happens, but it just happens. I know there's a particular mindset that I used to have, right? If I'm in a social situation and I'm talking to somebody, and if I have a certain mindset where I talk to myself, or I have a perspective on myself where I don't offer a lot of value, or the other person has higher value, then that creates some sort of a tension, then I just stutter more. There are a few other areas or triggers that causes me to stutter more. Um, but once I became aware of this list of things that triggers me to stutter, I basically tried to improve or change the areas that I could control, right? Like nutrition, like alcohol, like sleep, like my internal dialogue about my own value. And these things did help. It did make a difference. Yeah. If there are triggers that causes you to stutter more, please let me know in the comments below. And if you want to talk about any more tips that I can offer, or just have a general conversation about stuttering, then send me a private message with the word stutter and we can have a chat. All right. And if you do like this video and you want me to share more of my experience and more things that I did to improve my stutter and my speech, then click like and subscribe. All right. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye.